Hello and welcome to Blessing Minds. Kindly like, share and subscribe our channel and don't forget to share with you loved ones.
All right, let's dive right into this explainer. Look, today we're completely flipping the script on how you see money, success, and the real secret to finally breaking through that frustrating income ceiling. If you're tuning in, you've probably hit a bit of a wall in your wealth building journey, right? And you're looking for the actual structural blueprints to break out. Well, today we aren't just giving generic financial advice. We're talking about a complete intellectual transformation. Let's kick things off with a bit of a reality check. If you think your first 100 grand is going to come from simply working harder, waking up at 4 a.m., or just saving more pennies, yeah, you're stuck in a trap. I mean, effort is required, obviously, but raw effort alone has a hard limit. The people who actually break past that six-figure mark haven't just changed their habits. They've fundamentally rewired how they view the world. So here's the roadmap for today. We're going to break down 5 massive mindset shifts: the great money myth, execution over intelligence, hiding behind discomfort, the power of leverage, and finally, the distribution reality. Let's jump straight in. Starting off with shift number 1, the great money myth. If you want to break through, you absolutely have to stop chasing the cause. Honestly, this right here is exactly why the traditional school system completely sets you up to fail. Growing up, it was pounded into our heads, right? You put the effort in and you get the grade or the paycheck out. But man, the second you step out into the real world to build something, that equation totally shatters. The market literally could not care less how hard you worked. It doesn't care if you stayed up grinding until 3 a.m. It only cares about the market equation. Did you actually solve a problem? Genuine value has to be created before a single dollar can be earned. So we really need to redefine what money actually is. Think of it like a receipt. It's literally just the world's way of saying thank you after you've saved someone a ton of time, bumped up a business's profit margin, or taken away a massive headache. You want more receipts? You got to deliver more value. It really is that simple. Moving right along to shift number 2, execution over intelligence, or as I like to call it, avoiding the overthinking trap. This is a wild one. See, the brilliant overthinker, they spot every single flaw, every tiny risk, and every conceivable reason an idea might fail. So what do? They spend months trapped in research mode, totally paralyzed. Meanwhile, the ordinary executor just launches something messy. They get rejected, they get real-world rapid feedback, and they pivot. Fast forward a year, and that messy executor is actually generating real revenue, while the genius is still, endlessly tweaking their business plan. I really want you to burn this quote into your brain. The market doesn't reward the best plan, it rewards the plan that gets implemented. Period. Execution is the literal only thing that gives you feedback, and feedback is the only way you actually improve. Reality is always richer than theory, and execution is your only ticket to reality. Which brings us to shift number 3, hiding behind discomfort. Have you ever wondered why every profitable path isn't completely jam-packed with people? Well, here is the secret to low competition. Look at it this way. If an opportunity is super easy and completely risk-free, literally everyone jumps on it. The margins tank and boom, the opportunity vanishes. But if a task, let's say making cold sales calls, gives people that knot in their stomach, it scares off the competition. I mean, technically a teenager could dial a phone, but highly educated adults will run from it for years. That high emotional resistance basically guarantees low competition. And low competition, that leaves massive outsized returns for the few who actually push through. So the massive takeaway here is this. Discomfort is not a red light telling you to turn back. It's a signpost. When something makes you squirm or feels emotionally uncomfortable, you have to realize it's pointing directly at a gold mine that everyone else is just too scared to touch. Discomfort creates scarcity, and scarcity creates immense value. All right, shift number 4, the power of leverage. This is exactly how you break that exhausting effort ceiling. Because let's face it, your personal effort has a hard physical ceiling. Working an extra hour or grabbing one more client is just linear growth. But the very second you introduce leverage, wow. Whether that's a piece of evergreen content, a slick software tool, or a dialed-in business system, your output just completely explodes past your input. It's that magical exponential spike that happens when you do the work once and it solves a problem 1,000 times over. But here's the crazy thing about leverage. You almost never see it on a spreadsheet on day 1. Look at these guys. YouTube actually started as a video dating site. Slack, that was just an internal messaging tool for a video game company that totally flopped. Instagram was this super cluttered check-in app before they realized, oh wait, the real leverage is just the photo sharing part. The point is, leverage reveals itself through action. You just have to start building to see what actually scales. And finally, we hit shift number 5, the distribution reality. You've got to accept that building the thing is only half the battle. Because here is the harsh, completely unfiltered truth. The world is not starving for better products. It is starving for better distribution. You could literally build the most mind-blowing product in human history, but if nobody knows it exists, it might as well not exist. A totally average product with massive distribution will absolutely crush a genius product hiding in the shadows every single time. The shortest path to the customer wins. If you don't believe me, just look at this number. Billions, with a B. Google literally pays Apple billions of dollars every single year for one reason: to be the default search engine on your iPhone. They aren't paying to be the best, they're paying to be the absolute easiest option for you to use. That is how much of a premium the big guys put on distribution. So you really need to shift your mindset from obsessing entirely over making your product 10% better and start asking, how do I make this findable? How do you make your solution the absolute no-brainer, easiest option for the person who desperately needs it? Remember, building it is only half the job. All of this perfectly echoes this legendary piece of advice from one of the greatest wealth builders ever, Charlie Munger. He famously said, "The first $100,000 is a bitch, but you have to do it." He knew that getting to that initial massive milestone, it requires completely rewiring your brain. But once you achieve it, the second 100 grand, it's a totally different, vastly easier game because you finally unlocked the formula. And really, that captures the entire point of our explainer today. That first 100,000 isn't just a number in a bank account. It changes what you notice. It completely changes how you tackle problems. The actual wealth you're building on this journey isn't the dollars, it's the profound way your thinking evolves. So let's do a super quick recap of these 5 mental shifts to get you out of the rat race. 1. Understand that money is just the effect of the value you cause. 2. Prioritize messy execution over paralyzing intelligence every day of the week. 3. Treat emotional discomfort as a flashing neon sign for low competition opportunity. 4. Relentlessly seek out leverage to break your effort ceiling. And 5. Remember that cracking the distribution code is just as important as the product itself. I want to leave you with this one final thought. Take a hard look at your daily habits and what you're building right now. Ask yourself, honestly, are you just blindly chasing the money? Or are you actually creating the kind of undeniable value that makes the money an inevitable side effect? Think about that. Thanks for hanging out with me on this explainer, and I'll catch you in the next one.